Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. It has been a minute. Holidays and whatnot taking up all my time and work and affording gifts and such, and YouTube's not my job, so I've got to go do a different job and put YouTube on hold. Anyway, this is just going to be a quick review because this is the WFC Kingdom Road Rage, and we've basically seen this all before with tracks. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the box for Kingdom Road Rage. You've got Autobot Road Rage, Takara Atomic Generations. There she is in vehicle mode. There is the Kingdom War for Cybertron trilogy. You've got Transformers on the side. You have Road Rage in vehicle mode. You've got the Ark in the background. Ironically, behind the backdrop there is the Ark in person in real life, so that's kind of funny. You've got your little image there on the side. You all know what that looks like. And then on the back, 21-step conversion. There she is as her Corvette-like car. And then you've got the robot mode and the flight mode. We're not gonna go into the flight mode today because it's the same as tracks, but so go ahead and check that review out if you want to see it. And then on the bottom you've got some words and barcode, and on the top you've got some stuff, and that's it for the box. So we'll go ahead and just show off the car mode real quick. Now you've got this side, painted rims and the transparent windshield. It's kind of the smoky windshield, and the back wheels are pinned. That's pretty good. Front, you've got some black paint here for the grille, and this is a different color because it is the shins in robot mode. On the hood, you've got a nice two-toned flame deco here. Tracks just had the red and the red Autobot symbol, and it kind of all bled together. This one's got yellow and orange, and I love orange. The Autobot symbol is not perfectly center. It's kind of on the orange here, and you've got the gap on that side, but that's okay. I still like it. And then you've got the red paint on all the clear plastic, and you can see the difference. Actually better in person than on the camera, to be perfectly honest, depending on the angle. But you can see the paint versus the plastic. It's red. It happens. I still like the figure. And then back on the back, you've got robot paint bleeding through there, and you've got the blue for the fins for the flight mode. That they could have painted this stuff red if they really wanted to, but they did not. And then you've got the back details, and then here it is completely from the top. Again, there it is completely from the bottom, so you can see all the stuff folded up, and it does do a do-de-do. Fantastic. That's basically it for the car mode. But before we move on, we'll go ahead and put tracks up next to her so you can see the difference there in the logos. And I got her for like $12.50. My wife, kids, and I were on vacation, and we went to a Target, and I found Sludge, which I was happy about, and he was only 40 bucks. And my wife ended up finding Spotting Road Rage on a random shelf far away from the Transformers, and she was $12.50. So thank my wife for this review, because the reason I got her, even though I have tracks, famously I don't double dip on molds, is because if you see the front of her car is together. I made a slight mod, and I'll show it to you a little later if the piece is exposed. Again, I'm not going over transformation stuff, but look, it stays together, as opposed to, oh, my hands are shaking. There, that's more stable. But as opposed to them flailing apart. And the mod I did for this wasn't even like squeezing pins or anything. I just shaved something down, because when I would push this arm in, just this side only would pop out a little bit. So I'll show you what I shaved down. Oh no, this side popped out. That's a shame. But I pushed it and it stayed. Push tracks, and they're just gonna pop back out. Maybe I'll try the shaving trick on this guy and see if it helps. But as far as I know with this one, it's a pin misassembly where it's not pushed in all the way. And while I do like tracks, he did get kind of replaced here. And that's it for vehicle mode. She does come with the same accessories as tracks did. So if you want to see that, go ahead and check out the tracks review. And we'll go ahead and get into size comparisons. Alright, and right off the bat, we're doing something different. Size comparisons, we'll just go ahead and do them all in the screen. You've got your Core Class Starscream for your Core Class comparison. Deluxe Ratchet from the Bumblebee movie. Voyager, Siege, Sound Blaster, I still can't talk all these days later. Slash Sound Wave. And then Rexy from Jurassic Park, aka Tyrannicon Rex, aka Jurassic Park, but it's the Megatron mold. That's it for your size comparisons. Real quick before we get into robot mode stuff, I'm going to show you what I shaved down. You've got this little tab right here that the arm will kind of clip into. So on this side it wasn't quite clipping all the way, and if I had the arm folded out I could push it together and it would stay, but the second I put the arm back in it would just push that enough that it would want to pop out a little bit. So you can see it's stressed and white because I just shaved it off with a box cutter, X-Acto knife, what have you, and now when I push that in it all stays together. Alright, onward to robot mode. Alrighty, in robot mode size comparisons, you got the familiar shapes and stuff, but different format. You've got your core class Skywarp, deluxe class Movie Ironhide, the Siege, it's the Netflix Earth mode Soundwave, so same robot as the Sound Blaster, and then you have the Beast Wars Megatron for your leader class scale, and that is it for size comparisons. Alright, and then we can take a look at Road Rage here, robot mode. Excuse me, I lost my breath. The only molding difference is actually the face sculpt, and we'll show it off next to tracks in a minute, but there is the face. You can see the mouth is sculpted in, and then there are lines that go all the way to the helmet. That's kind of unsettling. I wish they just had the mouth sculpted where the lips are. It looks like that scary Japanese creepypasta mouth lady a little bit. I like the helmet though. The helmet is good, and she actually has a little more movement in the head than Trax does. She has all the same articulation as Trax otherwise. She's got the 360 in the shoulder. You've got out. You can move the fins so she can go out 90. She can have a full 360 in the bicep. Her elbow does go 90 degrees. Her wrist move for transformation. This one actually locks into place, and this one doesn't, which I thought was a defect, but turns out neither of my Trax ones lock into place either. So this is like the only one that locks properly out of all four hands between the two figures. And then you've got a full 360 at the waist for transformation. The little front skirt will move up so you can get your leg up almost 90. The leg will go back until it hits the kibble of the backpack. You've got the thigh swivel. You've got the 90-degree knee, and then the awkward feet that this mold has where you have a ball joint here so you can get up and down. You don't really get too much rotation, but you can kind of turn it a little bit, and then you get the pivot on the side. And these still don't hold the best, but they're a little better than Trax, and I was able to bend the knee without the leg exploding, as you saw, so that's kind of nice. But yeah, so she holds together a little better than Trax does. You can have the weapons up here and whatnot. Like I said, I didn't grab them because they're the same as Trax's weapons. And then you've got the fins, which I prefer to leave stored, but you could have those out if you wanted. And then here she is from the back, where you've just got the roof of the car and the hood of the car back there chilling out. The arms are painted black. This is painted black. These are not painted, but they don't have that lettering on there anyway, so you know, you don't have to try and remove anything for her. You've got the Autobot symbol with the black outline around it. That looks nice. Lots of nice color breakup on this figure. You know, I like that. So you've got the white with the black and the blue and the red and the silver, and a bunch of lovely little color things. Oh, Trax is on this side. So here we've got Trax, and we'll go ahead and try and mush their faces in here. So you can see the helmet and head in general is remolded. Everything else is pretty much the same across the board, just a little more sturdy. Definitely like the paint scheme better on this. Other than the arms here, I like that. These are kind of flat black, which it still breaks up, but it would have been nice for some detail paint. But considering that this is all black painted and all the red paint for the car and stuff, it's not bad. It's not terrible. I do prefer her over him, even though I will keep him because no one's really gonna buy him. I can't remember where I saw them, but they're still on store shelves. Oh, and then the wrist thing, yeah, they don't clip on this one, don't clip on that one. So out of all 4 hands, I've got one that functions. And then that's pretty much your lot for her next to Trax. So yeah, I really liked the mold for the most part when I got Trax. The legs were a little disappointing, and the red lettering on the leg itself was pretty disappointing. And so the legs ruining the robot stability and the car holding together were not the greatest. And I really like her, other than the issue I mentioned with the face sculpt looking a little spooky. Should have did this for Halloween. But that's about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little quick review. Any of the accessories and transformation stuff you want to see, go ahead and check out the Trax review. And I will see you guys next time.